everyone, welcome to PapastachePop. So today we're gonna solo. I freaking love country music for this. They just it's like full-blown classic rock with awesome guitar playing, guitar solos, old school. So if you're not a fan of country, become one, because it's great. Now in the link below, it's gonna be like an introduction to blues soloing, which you're totally going to be able to apply to this solo because it teaches you pentatonic scales, how to become melodic and musical by playing those scales, how to target the right notes, all that basic stuff that you want to learn before you start soloing, because it'll help make all that make more sense once you start putting the pieces together and learning solos like this awesome solo. Now it's going to be the main solo of the song, and I'm going to do another lesson with the outro solo because the lesson would be like 157 minutes if I tried to do both of them. So look for part 3. I did the acoustic version of this song also already, so you'll have the chords behind the music. So let's zoom in for a closer look. Alright, so this is the first like official long solo of the song, followed by an even longer, cooler ending solo, which is epic. Country guitar is really just coming on strong with great guitar playing. And this artist, always wicked guitar playing. Okay, so that's the coffee talking. Now the solo starts on the B string, 3rd fret, and slides up to the 5th fret. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, slide to 5. And then we're going to hit the G string 4th fret. Okay, so all together. Now the next part is going to go. Now that's G string 2nd fret to open to 2nd, sliding to 4. Once we slide up to the 4th fret, we hit it 3 times and then bend to the half step and then release it, 2nd fret, and then 4th fret or 5th fret, 4th string. Alright, so we got second time through exactly the same, but now we're going to slide into it. And all I did was I slid from the B string 1st fret to the 3rd fret and then played the exact same thing. Okay, so all together. Here's the part where you get to impress all your friends with an awesome riff that goes from low to high and moves all over the neck, but it's so simple because it's all whole steps, which is great. That part sounds like this. And then it goes into a bending run, but we'll get into that. So what we did was we went A string to D string, 5th fret and 7th fret. So we got, alright, again, A5, 7, D5, 7. Now we're going to jump up a whole step and go to the G string 7 to 9. Okay, jump up a half step on the next string, and now you're going to be at 8 and 10. And then you're going to go back to the 9th fret G string. Okay, and then we're going to go back to the whole step. So we got. Okay, now the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to go 8 and then 10 to 12 immediately. And then we're going to go 10 to 12 on the high E. And then we're going to go 12 to 10 on the B. Down to 8, back to G9. Okay, so we got. Now, we're going to do next is we're going to bend the 10th fret a whole step. And after we bend it a whole step, we're going to catch the high E 10th fret. We're going to do that 5 times. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to bend the B string 10th fret twice. Followed by 10th fret to 8th fret. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now after we go to the 8th fret, we're going to come back to the 10th fret and bend it 2 more times. Okay, but after we do that, instead of dropping down to the 8th fret, we're going to go 10, 9th fret G. Now this next bend is really cool. Okay, so you're going to bend up the 10th fret again. Same thing we've done, but this time we're going to hold the bend, catch that high E, and then release the bend. Okay, so we went. Pull off, 10, 9G, 8th fret. So that whole riff. Alright, let's get on to the next part. Alright, so scope this last part. It's like a total, Jimmy Page ripping awesome repetitive lick that goes into some just classic rock awesomeness. Now, what we're going to do is it's a 6-note pattern, and it's pretty basic, and it basically goes from low almost all the way to the high strings with the same pattern, and it changes just a little bit at the end before we get into the second part of the riff. So, think of 6 notes. We're going to start on the first 2 strings, the low E and the A string, and we're going to use frets 12 and 15. So we're going to go 12, 15, 12, 15 on the low E, and then we're going to go 12 on the A, and then back to 15 on the E. So if you notice, that's 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you jump down to the next 2 set of strings and you do the same 6-note pattern. You have to adjust for the frets to accommodate the scale that we're using. Now this case, it's going to be just whole steps, which is going to be 12 and 14. Now, what I'll do is I'll do a pull off right there. Pull off and then back. Okay? Now you can pick all the notes, but I think it's easier for me to do a pull off. Okay, so we're just going to follow that same pattern all the way up to the B string. Now once we pull off on the B string 15th fret, that part of the pattern, we're going to pull off 12 to 15 on the B, and then we're going to catch the G string 15th fret, not the 14th, but the 15th. It's the blues note. And then we're going to jump all the way to the high E string, and this is where we break our pattern. And that's going to be 12 high E, 15 B, 12 high E. Okay, so the whole pattern really slowly is going to go like this. Now the next part, we're going to slide up from the high E 15th fret to the 17th fret, and we're going to hit it twice before we drop back down to 15. Then we're going to jump up to the B string, and now we're going to climb back up 15 to 17 on the high E before we do a bend. Okay, so we got. Now we're going to bend the 17th fret and come back to pitch before we drop down to 17. So it's, and the last part, we're going to jump back up to the 17B, and then the 15 high E. Okay, so that's. All right, so if we did everything slowly. Okay, now once we get to there, it's going to do this awesome, you know, old school rock, you know, anthem solo bit bend. We're going to go to the 20th fret of the high E, bend it up a whole step, and then, so we're going to go 20, 19, 20, 19, 20, bend it again. So we start with a bend, and then so after you bend it the second time on the 20th fret, so you go 20, 19, 20, 19, now B string 20, pick it, bend it. So we got. Alright, so if you put that whole last section together, and then it goes back into the song and it mellows out. But that's that whole solo. Now, it'll really benefit you. You know, that link I posted below, it helps kind of chain and start to put together all the pieces of soloing in pentatonic. It goes over a 1-4-5, which is the most common blues progression ever. But it shows you and starts to help you see not only the scale itself, but the notes within the scale and how you hit chord tones to start having melodic solos like this one. This is textbook awesome melodic pentatonic soloing. Now later on in some other lessons when we'll start on this channel, we'll start doing mixing major and minor and more country solos, because they're really a great basis to take the most basic scale, the pentatonic scale, and make it really music and melodic. Yes! Way to go! Aren't freaking solos awesome? I mean, you know, I got like 50 something lessons, right? Maybe 360, I don't know. But 90% of them are acoustic, which I love. But breaking out an amp and electric and distortion, so fun. Now, you can totally learn this on an acoustic for the most part. You know, or get through the first part and then let the guy down the street who has an electric play the last part. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for constantly checking in and telling your friends. We're like approaching 80-something thousand of you on this channel and another like 60,000 on the other channels and 10 and 12 on the other ones. I mean, it's amazing. There's like so many, and I'm so stoked and honored to be teaching all of you guitar. So help me out and tell your friends like you've been doing, and let's keep it positive, light, and fun on the channel. I see some people like typing some concoctions of 4-letter words and combinations that I've never dreamt possible. So let's give our friends big cyber hugs, not cyber stabs in the eyeball on this channel. Keep it hoppy too, and fun, because guitar is fun and awesome, and you guys should have a blast doing it. And if you're not, go someplace else. I'm just kidding. If you're not, big hug. I hope you're having a good day, and I love you. All right, I'll catch you next time.